Euaoi.
I'm just going to spare you the build-up leading to the main argument of this video and say it right now. I think YouTube is turning into Twitter. While at first you may be thinking, what? You're crazy if you genuinely think that. And yeah, it may seem crazy at first, but if you take the time to listen to what I have to say, then it starts to make more sense. Because for a while, I noticed that YouTube started to change in terms of content that is popular as well as the overall general mood of said content, with it slowly starting to become more toxic like Twitter with every passing day. And before I continue, I'm aware that the general landscape of not just YouTube but the internet in general always changes from time to time. But the fact that I'm witnessing YouTube turn into the website that is generally considered to be the most hated website on the internet is very questioning, to say the least. For this video, I'm going to be using latest trends from YouTube and comparing it to that of Twitter, as well as evidence regarding human psychology and social media to explain why this is happening. With all of that out of the way, let's dive right into it. One trend on YouTube that comes off as very Twitter-esque is the constant drama and gossip that's being uploaded on the site. And before I continue, I'm aware that drama has always existed on the site, but never to the extent that's present today. This is evident from the rise of commentary channels where their content almost exclusively consists of covering what the latest drama is regarding the YouTube community. Before I continue, I have nothing against the people who make those kinds of videos. If the high demand for that kind of content never existed, then they wouldn't even be commentary channels in the first place. In other words, they're following what's currently the big thing on this site, and I don't blame them. Why I don't make those kinds of videos is because I never really cared about drama both online and in real life. And to be honest, it just seems like a waste of time and energy making videos about topics that you're really not passionate about. Now, how does this compare to Twitter? Well, pointless drama has been huge on Twitter long before it became big on YouTube. Examples of pointless drama regarding celebrities that blew up on Twitter include, but are not limited to, Alec Baldwin vs. American Airlines in 2011, Lady Gaga vs. Paris Hilton in 2013, Zayn Malik vs. Max George in 2012, Kanye West vs. Jimmy Kimmel, and Amy Man vs. Ice-T. This heavily mirrors the stupid drama that goes on between other YouTubers on the site today, with so many examples that I could use to back it up. Another aspect of YouTube that I'm noticing to become more Twitter-like is that it seems like there's always someone that's always trying to cancel a YouTuber regardless of the reason. Sure, there are some YouTubers that deserve to be canceled, like the ones who are caught being child predators, but there are some YouTubers who have had people try to cancel them for really stupid reasons. One example that I could think of was when people tried to cancel Jaden Animations for making a joke about Jesus Christ. Or how Illuminations made a mistake by starting a mass flagging campaign against Think Before You Sleep's initial video on her Perks of Being the Fat Kid video, which resulted in her getting doxxed. I mean, what she did wasn't the best course of action, but doxing someone over a mistake like that is just cruel. Hell, even the people who make content addressing YouTuber drama like the news aren't immune from trying to get cancelled either. Within the past month or two, I recalled Moist Critical getting caught in two different controversies. The earlier one that happened was the more petty one, which was a backstage recording from Mr. Beast's $1 million YouTuber challenge video where he was shown having a friendly conversation with Logan Paul, a YouTuber that he criticized numerous times on his channel. When the footage was spread on the internet, people were attacking Charlie for not being toxic to him. Imagine wanting to cancel someone just because they weren't being a jerk to someone in real life. That's honestly very sad. While people are accusing Charlie of being spineless and an internet tough guy for not going after him in real life like he does online. But the point I'm trying to make here is, much like the stupid drama on Twitter, internet drama rarely amounts to anything in the real world. The other recent controversy surrounding Charlie was his fumble in a debate against Sneeko, where he said that he supports sex change operations for minors. That little fumble ended up resulting in a lot of the commentary community to turn on him, which is kind of humorous given that Critical himself is practically the main drama commentary channel on the site, and a lot of those commentary channels basically just recap what he says, just with a few added opinions. While I do find this kind of humorous seeing how quick the commentary community is to turn on each other when one of them fumbles. Especially since that person ended up being Critical of all people. It's almost like watching Dr. Frankenstein get killed by his own monster. While I do agree that Charlie had a stupid take, and I wouldn't be surprised if he only said that because he thought that was the majority opinion on the internet, given the chronic fence sitter that he is. But on a more sympathetic note for Charlie, I hate how people are overreacting to this by saying it's over for Charlie or that Charlie is a groomer. Why? Just because he said one stupid thing in a debate? Get real. Nothing is going to happen to him. And it's not like I'm a fan of his videos. If anything, I'm completely puzzled as for how this guy gets so much praise by just doing the bare minimum. But the amount of overreacting to this fumble kinda just makes me feel sympathetic for him, despite the stupid take. Because everybody makes mistakes, nobody's perfect. Speaking of overreacting, people have now been saying that Mr. Beast's career is over. Not just because of what Jimmy did, but because of what one of his friends did. Sure, there's people who said that Jimmy was aware of what Chris did and didn't fire her until the controversy came to light, and because of that response, people are now accusing Jimmy of being sympathetic for kid diddlers. As for my take, I think the reason why Jimmy didn't fire Chris until after the controversy came to light was because I think he just wanted to avoid controversy altogether. Why I believe this is because Chris is transgender, and if he fired Chris before the controversy came to light, people would attack him for being a transphobe. So it was pretty much a lose-lose scenario for Jimmy regardless. The evidence of him wanting to avoid controversy is even more prevalent when people are revealing evidence of him deleting controversial comments on his videos. While I don't think censorship is the best way to go about it, I don't think this would end Mr. Beast's career because most of his audience are young kids, and they don't really care about controversy in the first place. As for why there's a massive audience that's just attracted to internet controversy, I looked more into the psychological angle behind it, and these were my findings. When looking more into the psychological aspect of why drama tends to be more of a popular thing on the internet than ever, I found a few sources that are worth mentioning. The first source I found was an article from Aeon that showcases 10 dark aspects of human psychology that have been reported from numerous studies. Examples of these dark aspects include the fact that we would rather electrocute ourselves than spend time in our own thoughts. We are sexually attracted to people with dark personality traits, and how we are vain and overconfident. The first one that highlights the main point of this video is that we are all potential trolls, with research showing that anonymity increases a person's likelihood for immoral behavior online. People who are prone to everyday sadism, which is also a surprisingly high percentage of us, are in a bad mood, or have been trolled are also more likely to troll. In fact, internet trolling by a few can cause a snowball of increasing negativity. How this relates to the topic is due to another factor called the online disinhibition effect, where some people self-disclose or act out more frequently or intensely online than they would in person. This online disinhibition is likely the causing factor behind why so many drama on both YouTube and other websites tend to spiral out of control. The other negative aspect of human psychology that ties into the theme of this video is that we experience schadenfreude, aka pleasure at another person's distress, as early as 4 years old, with that sense being heightened if the person believes they fully deserve it. Schadenfreude is also important because an article from Psychology Today shows how social media created the conditions for schadenfreude to drastically increase. A study from the article found that comparisons with people perceived as successful were more likely to provoke schadenfreude than joy. This is because the distance and relative anonymity of online life make people less likely to feel empathy than in face-to-face situations. A factor leading to high rates of mistrust of other people and institutions these days. This is probably why people are just naturally attracted to drama regarding famous celebrities and internet personalities. The fact that we perceive those people as successful just makes us feel hooked on seeing their downfalls. And since famous YouTubers are being seen more and more as celebrities in the public eye, this just causes schadenfreude to increase when one of them does get into trouble. There is also an article from agreatmood.com that shows the 5 types of people who create drama and why they do it, with one of those types of people being social media/TV addicts, and one of those reasons for doing it being, they may think that drama equals information, i.e. the news, which explains why a lot of these drama YouTubers treat drama like the news, or something worthy of a documentary. While I don't really care about drama, I have been noticing YouTube becoming more like Twitter based on the recent trends that have been emerging from the site and the psychological evidence behind why this all came to be. And I'm sure there are some of you saying, well, if you don't care about drama, then why are you making this video? Even though I might not care about drama, this video isn't just about the drama. It's about a trend I've been noticing on the platform with psychological evidence that I do find interesting. So, there's your answer. I really don't make videos like this, but I made this video out of noticing a trend on this site, and I worry that, much like Twitter, this whole drama/getting cancelled thing can spiral out of control into something that's really, really ugly. And I'm sure nobody wants to see a YouTube cancel mob emerge into something that's on par with the Twitter cancel mob. So take this video as a warning of what might happen if this trend continues to grow without close monitoring. Anyways, that's all I have for today, and I'll see you next time.